organization. You now have the ability to, rather than spending a couple $100s a month on leads, go talk to some people. How many people do you think you could bring into this community for free? You're going to be getting the revenue for everything that they go out there in the community and do, and out there externally in their local community. You're getting the credit for all that. But you're also helping this person along and getting them into a new way of thinking. So if they haven't upgraded to become an advertiser to start promoting their own business and their own concept, by the time they reach the $200 mark, they're going to be in a different way of thinking. They're going to be away from that mentality of a 9-to-5 job. So just sit back and think of how many people that you could give this community to and this opportunity to for free. But what it also does is it further expands your core business. So as people see Gibline out there, it's a very low-threat environment. You don't have to change their minds about anything just to get them to get involved. Well, imagine you having that same organization I was talking about before. How many people that you bring into your programs or whatever you're promoting that don't have a viable resource to go out there and build their business, get outside of their own personal warm market? Now, with Gibline, you have the ability to give some viable resources and a viable marketplace for your people to go to start networking with other people, start showing your product, start showing your company and what you're doing. But just to, again, sit back and think for a second. The way we've structured the lines of this company and the revenue share to where you, the people now, greatly benefit in the overall growth of this company for many years to come. As we come out and look at the 80 million, the 100 million subscribers that most companies have gone out there with nothing, started bringing in the free people, then bring on the advertisers. We're doing the exact opposite. We're bringing on the advertisers. We're giving you all kinds of resources and capability. Then we're still continuing that on, but we're bringing the free subscribers. Imagine the numbers that we will hit as we go through that concept. I think it's just going to be phenomenal. And the great thing is the people that are involved now and the people that decide to get involved at a different level with the company as a standard or pro advertiser, they're going to realize those rewards as we build this program out. And Tim, I know you always like talking about it, but how your thoughts on how different we are than most home business opportunities or most opportunities that people have always been used to out there on the internet. Do you comment on that?
Yeah, to answer that, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and say all of the words everybody likes to talk around, and let's just speak to them specifically. Number one, we are not MLM. We are not a multi-level marketing company. Number two, we're not a network marketing company. And number three, we really aren't a home-based business. What Gibline is a top-level.com. At this point, we are an honest-to-goodness bluechip.com. You don't believe us, go to Alexa.com and check the traffic stats. I'm telling you, this is a top-level company. What we've done is the decision was made early on to build the core of this business. We're back to that core, to build the core of this business through the power of the network marketing community, because that is very simply the most viral community out there. It's the place where ideas spread the fastest. It's the place where things catch fire as quickly as they do, and we wanted to do it in that arena. The second thing is that we've chosen to share revenue. Our bottom line question is this, and sometimes we don't ask certain questions because we think they're going to sound kind of aggressive. But the bottom line is this. A lot of you out there right now, if I could see your hands, raise your hand if you have a MySpace account. Okay? A lot of you raise your hands. Now raise your hand if you got a check from MySpace. Never happened. Just the same thing with YouTube, same thing with a lot of these different companies. The reason we reference these companies so often is not because they're necessarily so great, it's because they are just the closest thing to what we're doing. They don't compare to what Gibline does because we are a completely different approach. We don't mention, MLM companies and things like that because that's a completely different issue. We pay on multiple levels. It's not even based really on levels. I don't even like using that word because we're all on the same level. But we pay people, obviously, in the order in which they took advantage of this community. But there are ways, so many different ways that you can generate money and generate income. It has nothing at all to do with when you joined or when you got in or anything like that. This is not the traditional situation where if you were there for the first 30 days, you're going to be the only person who ever sees any money. We don't pay the top 3 or 5% or even 10% of people. Thousands of people at this point have been paid real money by this company. We've shared hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of revenue. We're going to be paying out $350,000 tomorrow. Millions. There you go. I mean, I don't know the exact number, so I'm going to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, millions.
What's the ballpark total counting? You said it's about $350 tomorrow, right? $350,000.
Yeah, we're just over $350,000 this week's revenue share that we're doing.
So what would that bring the total to?
Ballpark. Ballpark is at right about just over the 2 million mark.
I mean, so there you go. So
a few million, give or take 100-some-thousand. Okay.
Well, I'll take it. I'd rather not give it, but I'll take it.
But I think what people really have to understand is, like you were saying, that we're not structured like many companies that people get involved in, and where they only pay 3 to 5% of the people, and the same old people are always following those leaders from company to company to company. We're structuring this thing with traditional business principles, and we're bringing it to this industry. And when we do that, if you understand how many people we've paid so far, and we're not even 60 days old, if you understand how many people, the volume of people that we've paid, you'll soon realize that we are a company that is not designed to pay a lot of money to a small amount of people. We're a company that's designed to pay a lot of people a lot of money. And it's a whole different dynamic than most people are used to, because they're used to the flash in the pan, let's do this, let's run over here and do this. But what you got to realize, and what's really going to help grow this community to the stratosphere, is that it does not matter what you're doing. If your group likes to move from program to program to program, guess what? There's still a viable resource within Gibline to promote whatever business you're promoting. And people getting that concept down and understanding the vision that we have for this company. If you build your Gibline network around that concept, you're going to have a very viable, productive organization, both in Gibline and outside of Gibline through the other companies you're building.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the other things is, we want to, like I said a minute ago, we want to speak right to some of the core issues, and some of these are things that maybe before in this industry have been unspoken. But let's speak right to it. I'm going to urge you not to do yourself the disservice of treating this like so many other things out there. This is not something to jump into and then jump out of. You don't jump in. This is not, I noticed we had a state fair here in North Carolina, and I went and they had this little booth where there was all this money and it was being blown around. And of course the game is to get in and grab as much as you can and then get out. This is not that kind of company. We are not that kind of organization. That's not how we're built. We're built to last. We're built to be around for a long, long time. And it would be tragic if you made the mistake of treating this like just another MLM or just another home-based business, or this is just kind of something else to get into and out of. No. Now, the important thing to remember is we're not asking you to stop doing what you're doing. What we want you to do is bring that to the Gibline community. Bring your experiences. Bring your companies to Gibline and show the world what it is that you do. What have you been spending all that time on your computer doing? If you're like me, your elbow's kind of sore from sitting there using your mouse. Why exactly do you have a headache a couple times a day? Why exactly are you up late at night or way early in the morning? And who exactly is this friend of yours in Australia? I mean, those are the questions people who are uninitiated want to know the answers to. What is it that's really bringing you back day after day after day? It can't just be the money, folks. It's got to be something deeper than that. It's got to be something bigger than that. Gibline is about passion. Gibline is about connection. And if those things are solid, and we provide a place where your natural passions can grow, the money will follow in spades. There's no limit to what can be generated if we simply bring our passions to this community and share in the common experiences. Ron, anything you want to share before we throw it back to the Canadian gurus?
I was always trying to not follow Tim because there's no way I could surpass what you do, but I'll go ahead and let Tim have it.
All right, well, we're going to toss it back
to... for the night, just make sure you don't give out your email address again. You'll be okay.
Yes, and by the way, let me speak to that real quick. I gave my email address out.